Diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my neck.
Atlanta, Georgia, and my first face-to-face meeting with somebody I have co-hosted with for how long did they do it? 6 months, maybe 9 months, something like that. A good length of time. Diamond Icee,
yes,
who has come in town to perform, do what she does best. I guess this is the, let's call it the retirement leg of your journey.
yes.
And how did that match go?
For 30 whole minutes.
30 whole minutes, which...
We don't wrestle for 30 minutes unless we're losing our minds. But no, normally it's 8 to 10 minutes, but it was a whole 30 minutes. He would not, and it was a man, so he would not give up. Blazer would not give up. No matter what I did, he didn't give up.
Okay, but now a 30-minute match with in women's wrestling is rare. Like you said, it doesn't happen all the time, especially if you're looking at it on TV. You may be lucky if you get 2, and that's. Yeah, I didn't say that.
Hey, call it like you said.
But yeah, you may be lucky if you get 2, especially on WWE
Yes.
television. So I mean, was that a big honor to do 30 minutes, particularly against a man, and then go over?
It was. It amazed me. And after the match, I said, "Did we go 15 minutes?" And the promoter's like, "Ooh, you went a whole 30." I said, "How did I last 30 minutes?" Me. I mean, I know my hair was like over here, over there, but hey, I did it. I just had to prove it to, you know what, Texas can still be on top. No offense to Atlanta, but
let's not bring up the Von Erich Freebird.
No, we won't. No,
that
we
was
won't.
Texas
We
and
won't.
Georgia right there.
No, we won't.
And I think, George, we played the heels in that. So, you know.
I had to play the heel.
I
I played the heel.
You was heel today?
Yes.
Oh.
Everyone likes me to be the heel. I'm just vicious.
Okay.
You look at the small woman, like, yeah, she ain't gonna do nothing. Lay the smack down. Oh.
Okay.
Big women don't like me, but you know, I love them. I love the full-figured women. I love them.
All right. Well, that's always good to know. So if you're looking for future opponents, if you plan on continuing, then you want the big girls to come challenge you.
Well, since I'm retired and doctor says no, and no means no, but let's just say I had to take this match. So
Okay.
I had to come out of retirement just to do this match.
For contractual reasons?
Yes.
Okay.
So therefore, I mean, if I just had to and go against the doctor again, then yes, I like big women because it gives me, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. For me, I'm like, yes, because you know what? I could run around all crazy and do flips and all that stuff, and the key thing is you have to keep up with me.
Okay. One match I think that never got the opportunity to take place was you and Dynamite, who is not big in terms of girth, I guess, but big in terms of muscle. Have you had the chance to deal with anybody like her before? I know you didn't get a chance to do, have the match that y'all were looking for, or that she was looking for in particular, because I think she the one that brought it up.
Yes.
But someone of her stature, have you dealt with broad, muscular type women, and does it work a little bit differently than that skilled smaller girl when you're in the ring?
Well, I mean, the biggest girl I've ever worked was this girl named, she's in Oklahoma, named Vixen. She's a nice size. I mean, but it was fun. The one that I've actually physically worked was Rachel Sumlin, which is Ivan Putski's and also Scott Putski's niece. It was pretty okay. It was just more or less like by the time I made it to that promotion, I really wasn't good anyway. I wasn't worth the hill of beans. But I mean, for me, it's just a workout. The little girls, you can pick them up and just throw them. I don't want someone I can pick up and throw. I want someone that give me some challenge. If I turn around and get forearm you, you'll be able to give it to me back without saying, I broke a nail. I don't like those. No, you break a nail, just say, go back and pay your $3 and go get it replaced. It's just easy.
Now, some time ago when you and I were co-hosting the radio show, we had an interview with 21st Century Fox, who made the statement in the course of this interview that wrestlers don't ever fully retire Because she was in this basically the same shoes that you are right now. She's like, oh, I'm tired, but not really. I get there sometimes, and then I leave it alone. Okay, so define Diamond Ice's retirement. Is this it? Is this the last hurrah? Is this the last match? Or maybe I might do another one a year from now or something?
Well, sadly, I retired. It'll be a year, July 10th. I retired. I passed my torch down to, her name was Star. Now she changed her name to something else, dealing with Star. See what happens?
Texas Star.
Yeah, she's, but yeah, she, it was a Pins Falls Anywhere. It was bloody. It was bones, knees, my bones dented in my leg for permanently. Nothing I can do about it. But it was an awesome match. Originally, I came back just to do a birthday bash for the promoter in San Antonio. They gave me my first start in San Antonio area, and he asked me, he's like, Icee, you never came to none of my birthday bashes. You never did anything. Well, you know what? I'm retired, but hey, I'll do it for you. So on this Saturday, on the 7th, this Saturday, I'm going to be facing Icee, which Icee is a rookie that is. She called me out at a show unexpectedly, and she was like, I'm going to bring you out of retirement. So I gave, I'm going to give her opportunity, but I'm guarantee you, baby girl, I'm going to run you raggedy. And then after that one, I won't. Okay. But I am managing. So I am traveling, managing 2 guys. So, and any other guy that needs a nice, decent manager that do your dirty work for you.
Okay. Do the dirty work or help them win, I guess.
Well, I just call it taking care of business.
Okay, I see, taking care of business. Fair enough. And just to reiterate for the people that may be watching this, July 7th, 2012, for because this is on tape. So if you in any year beyond that is not valid, but July 7th, 2012. You will be taking on, what's her name again?
Icee. Her name is Cowgirl Icee.
Cowgirl Icee.
Yes.
Is that the little young chick with the blonde cowgirl?
She reminds me, to be honest with you, she reminds me of Missy Hyatt. She really, really does.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
No comment. Okay. But I'm just saying, I love Missy Hyatt. That's my girl. That's my girl. But
she's a fantastic personality.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, she reminds her the way she looks, the way she carries herself, and you can look at that as good or bad. I'm just saying, the way I remember, her. Icee reminds me of her.
Does she have a similar personality?
You can say that.
Okay. Just with a little bit of southern drawl.
No, it's like she throws that in there with her gimmick, but to be honest with you, she'll get it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. She'll get it.
Okay.
One day, she'll get it.
That's fair enough.
But she's also asked, she's also asking me to manage her. So we're going to see how that's going to go. Icee manager a woman, this we got to see.
All right. Now, assuming that you did manage her, hypothetically speaking, does that mean that you have to adjust your style to be babyface, or is that she? Okay, never mind.
No, that's one thing. That's one thing I can say about me. When it comes down to Icee being a face or heel, they prefer me to stay as a heel because I am better as a heel than going out there. Yeah. No.
Okay. So if Icee.
No, she wants to be a heel because she knows I'm a heel.
Okay.
And my thing is, I'm the vet. You want me to work with you, you better come to me. I'm not coming to you. I'm not going to go out there and have a little briefcase. Yes. Yes, 4 squares. Yes. No. Okay,
that's not going to happen.
But she's going to change. She's going to change her cowgirl gimmick because I don't do. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all that. But I'm not going to go out there. Yeehaw!
Well, if she was a stellar talent, then maybe you would consider keeping the cowgirl gimmick for her. I don't know. Maybe not. No.
That's gonna take a lot of work.
That's gonna take a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Okay, well then you should have a camera available as you take her shopping and try to get her.
No. She has a mommy manager.
Okay.
A mommy manager, whatever she calls her on Facebook. Her mom is her manager. But she does her gear and all that. She just, like I said,
you're gonna get her to turn on her own mother.
Well, technically, it's not my fault. But then again, they did talk, so her mom agreed, and you know, her mom turned around and asked me, you know, not trying to put kayfabe out there.
Okay.
But you know, I don't have a problem with your mom unless your mom has a problem with me. Ooh. And then at the same time too, me and your mom can step outside and have a adult woman-to-woman conversation. And then after that, then we're gonna come to agreement that it's a small world after all. Okay,
so I need to make sure that we send this video over to Kiss so all of this reference can get to her.
She knows.
Well, hey, I'm sure if there's any messages to any particular wrestlers or talents that are coming here, they would want to see it. So we can make sure that this goes up on YouTube. So.
And make sure I get to smile, because I'm smiling today. I don't smile.
Well, you are smiling today, probably because of that big 30-minute win that you.
No, probably it's because of the win and the fact that getting here.
Okay. Yes. Making it here to Atlanta, although you did not have the opportunity to really tour and take in the city.
I wasn't going to go far.
And the sights, I mean,
No matter what anyone says, I may be a rough chick, but if you put me in the hood, I'm going to scream until you come back and get me. You can quote me on that.
Okay. I am, this is my town, so I'm not going to say anything about the area that you're in. We're just gonna leave it at.
I don't know where I'm at. Okay, so therefore I'm like, I'll stay in this room.
Oh, okay. Well, it ain't too bad out there. It's not too bad,
Well, you got a clean swim pool, so everything's good.
That's right. There you go.
I gotta go to the 6th floor to go get some ice, but hey, we're good.
Or the
ice machines.
Go to the 4th. I guess I don't know.
Go up. I go up.
You go up.
Icee goes up. Icee don't go down. Hey, that's a good quote.
Yeah, well, you can use that one to see. There you go. You just created a new.
But I already have that one. Icee shines. Icee's just I'm just like Diamond. I shine right straight to the top. Y'all know that's my saying.
Okay. Now, when you have officially hung up the boots, you want to put your boot up in there so you
can't be trusted.
There you go. When you officially hang up the boots and you are going managerial only. Is there any particular region that you are going to deal with, or are you open to the entire scope?
I'm open. I'm open. Whether it's right now, like I said, I'm managing and Noby Bryant. Nobody's supposed to be doing something up here for WWE TNA, one of them big time places or whatever. So until he leaves, I'll be managing him, doing doing his little good deeds, dirty work.
Fair enough.
And all the good stuff. So, I mean, like I said, a lot of promotions are pretty much they prefer me as a manager since they don't have no choice but to put me as that anyway.
Okay, now let's talk about some of the female promotions that are around the country, which I guess technically, since you're not going to be wrestling anymore, you may not have much to do with, but let's talk past tense. Places like MLW, I guess Shimmer, which is up in the Midwest, WSU, I guess the Northeast. Did you ever have any desire to be in any of those places? Because for those that don't know, I know that a lot of the reason that you are retiring is strictly because of injuries, nagging injuries that have kind of accumulated over the course of time, and clearly you're not by yourself. I've seen a couple of people, announce retirements. Cindy Rogers, Rosie Love, who she was known as in TNA, and a few others. So those nagging injuries aside, if you were still active, are those places that you would have your sights set on to, like, okay, I think I want to go here, I think I want to go there, or were you comfortable just, okay, I'll do Texas and just call me when I'm ready to go?
I would have done any promotion that they call. Actually, Shimmer is actually semi-working with ACW that's in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. A lot, they book a lot of Ring of Honor and all that, but they asked me to come work for them, but because I had already suffered, at the time I think I suffered, 3-4 concussions, I wasn't no good anyway. Mm-hmm. My head wasn't there, I wasn't focusing because, it was just like, you're right here, I'm like way over here, so I wasn't no good. So to be honest with you, I never, ever, ever, imagine myself at WWE, TNA, Shimmer, MLW, Memphis, or I really didn't want to go in that direction because that wasn't where my heart was set. I've been a women's champion in Louisiana. I traveled out there, have no problem. So, but aside from the head injuries, if they asked me to come, then yes, I will come. But I will make sure that I am ready. I don't believe in going just because I asked you to go. If I know that I'm not physically ready to go, mentally ready to go, then I'm not going to simply take a booking and make a fool of myself and let them down because they're paying all this money for me to come out there. That's what a lot of people that's just not getting in business don't understand. You want someone to pay you $100 just because, oh, you have the look, you have the talent. But if you know you're not ready, then I say don't even go out for it. That's why I decided not to.
Okay.
So.
Now, you just brought up people that just got into the business. So let's make a little speech to the flock of the ones that's coming in, the newbies, however you want, rookies, however you want to charm.
Oh, you like you are, you're rookies.
Okay, so for those that are coming in and stars in their eyes, I go into the business, I do this for 6 months to a year, and then I go up to WWE and because, let's be honest, to a lot of people, WWE is the end game. That's the thing that a lot of people that associate with wrestling are looking for. They're looking to, all right, let's go up here to the top. How rough a road is it? Because you told me on a couple of occasions you've dealt with politics behind, on various levels, local promotions, regional promotions, games being done behind people's back, between different areas, don't even work in the same company, and they're still doing these things. What are the intangibles that rookies just aren't aware of? The things that you ain't gonna find it out until you find it out.
This normally, and I'm not trying to be funny to anyone that's just now getting in the game or thinking about it, but if your whole MO is for you to get into wrestling, to go to WWE, to maybe go to TNA, my guess, I would tell you, give it up. Because Vince McMahon is not going to bring you on unless he is able to train you. So if you're thinking about becoming a professional wrestler, I suggest you get in contact with Vince McMahon and pay them all that money for him to train you the way that he wants you to work. Because you can go out there and be the best dab blasted worker out there, and when you get with Vince McMahon, everything is going to change. Your whole wrestling style. You look at CM Punk, you look at Danielson, look at them. They come from Ring of Honor. To be honest with you, I've seen both of them, face to face, and I've watched their work, and it's not the same like it is. My thing is, as a rookie, you need to pay your dues. If you cannot get a trainer that's going to make you set up the ring, do security, pick up the trash at the promotions, but literally bust your behind, right after you have to, right after you pick up all the trash and stuff, and they're like, oh, yep, sure, go home. Then I don't know what type of training you have. You have to bust your butt in this business, and that's the problem that I have with trainers today. They're training these rookies to come in this business to make them think, oh, yeah, everything's paid on the way for you. There's people that Skandar Akbar trained that I know for myself and haven't even picked up a little chair. Just because you got trained by Akbar, you feel like you're better than everybody. No, you're going to bust your butt just like everybody else. And to be perfectly honest with you, if I was still in the business, still in the ring, and I knew that you, speaking of some certain people in particular, but just thinking, okay, I'm going to go out there and wrestle for 3 months, and I'm this big superstar, I'm all this and I'm all that. Well, it's people like me that's going to come to your face and basically chew you out, spit you out, and explain to you that you know nothing about this business. And if you think that you've been in the business long enough, you got another thing coming. So give up all the hopes, those dreams. Oh, I'm going to go straight to the top. Give it up. You gotta know people, and then on top of that, you got to have what they're looking for. If you don't, I don't care if you got a scratch on your leg. If Vince McMahon don't like that scratch on your leg, he's not going to turn around and hire you. And it's plain and simple. No questions asked. You can try TNA. But then again, you might not, because Dixie may not like you. And then, to be honest with you, there's a lot of stuff people don't understand about WWE, but I'm going to be quiet about it. Because I don't want to let the cat out the bag. But I'll put it this way. Just, if you start in any circuits, get your name established. and then see if you can work your way up. But then again, Vince McMahon will not hire you if you already have a big name established for yourself. So you got to be careful too.
Well, yeah, it's a big double-edged sword, and I know that you've talked to a couple of guys that have been in WWE. I don't remember if you talked to the women that have been in WWE, but I know you talked to some of the guys. And yeah, you're right that there's a kind of a double-edged sword. Like, you can make you a big name on the independent circuit and possibly get on there. It's not the same as it was.
No,
if you were a big enough name in a smaller promotion, you're almost guaranteed to go to the WWE. The best example that I could think of is Adam Pearce, Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, who, in my opinion, it's a crime that he hasn't been picked up by one of those companies. Maybe one of the best talkers on the independent circuit. Very good in the ring. You know, same thing with Cabana. You know, these are guys that are good names, good workers. They just, you know, for whatever reason, they don't have what either company is looking for.
Because Vince McMahon wants me as Diamond Icee. If I go to work for Vince McMahon, he has to own my name. So therefore, if I choose to, turn around and leave WWE and want to go back to any circuits, guess what? I may not be able to use my name. I would have to start all over with a whole totally different name. And to be honest with you, if that's the case in Coco Cabana, which I know him too, then to be honest with you, they would have stayed. I mean, look what CM Punk had to do in order to get everyone's attention. Vince McMahon saw, okay, you know what? Fans are loving what he's doing. You know, because CM Punk was really going to quit. That he did was a shoot. And therefore, Vince had no choice but to turn around and say, okay, why? Because instead of the fans booing you, they were surprised, but they supported him. That's the reason why CM Punk stood there.
Okay.
Couldn't get me to do it because I'll just shoot you out.
so the shoot in Punk's case worked.
It worked.
Not everybody has guts enough to do that.
Oh no, who's going to stand up to Vince McMahon? Come on. But that's because I ain't got no sense as God has given me, so it don't matter. And I'm not trying to get picked up by him, so, I'm not worried about it.
Well, yeah, I guess this point is a moot point.
But alert the media if he ever does. If you see Diamond Icee on WWE, walk into the ring, alert the media.
Okay, well, now let's talk about the name thing. Because I've seen a lot of, smaller promotions kind of take the notes of the Vince McMahonism method of managing or promoting. How important is your name? And here again, this is for the new ones that's coming in. So if you're talking to a new kid that's entering into the business and they ask you, okay, how important is it that I keep this name that I've worked at and built on and tried to establish? How important is it to either keep or give that up?
If you bust your behind to make your name work for you, it's getting over with the crowd. Promoters love it. It's a catchy name. It says your gimmick. Unlike me, Diamond Icee, all I did was I just became myself and just added myself a name. But my thing is, if you bust your butt for a name, then you better keep it. You better use it as if it's your legal name. To be honest with you, what I've even suggested a lot of the guys in the dressing room is get your name copywritten. That way you ain't got to worry about nobody taking it. Because to be honest with you, somebody can take my name, Diamond Icee. I'm not getting copyrighted. But hey, you're going to type in my name, bam, you're going to see Diamond Icee. You're going to Google my name, you'll find it. The matches are like old matches, but hey, still works. I mean, if anybody wants to take my name, you can take it, but to be honest with you, you won't be able to use it in the Louisiana area, Tennessee area, or Texas, Oklahoma. You won't be able to use it.
The mid-southern region, because they know who Diamond Icee is.
They know who Diamond Icee is.
Within that area. And because of the internet, some other places, like here in Georgia, the promoter here clearly knew who you were. So he ain't going to take nobody else that's going out calling themselves Diamond Icee. But I have heard what you're talking about in terms of Vince has to own the name. I think Justin Credible basically said that, he had to buy the name back.
Oh, yeah.
Because once he went on with Vince took ownership of that name. And in order for him to leave, they just basically subtracted the money that they were going to pay him out of a check for them to relinquish it. I can't even say that he owns it, but for WWE to relinquish the rights to holding the name.
But why would they? That's why I never understand. Why are you gonna take? I don't care if you paying me millions of dollars a night. Why would you sit up here and take my name from me? You didn't give it to me. That's like someone, you know, and I'll say my shoe name. My shoe name is Angela. That's like you taking my shoe name, Angela, and saying, you know what, Angela, I'm taking your name from you. Yeah. You can do it if you want to. Why am I going to pay you for a name that I made for myself? That's stupid. Just better yet, get your name copywritten. Go down to your local Vital statistics. See, that's what happens when you have this. That's what happens when you have a lot of head injuries. Take it down there and get your name copywritten. That's the best solution I can tell you. That way nobody, and make sure don't nobody got their name beforehand. You know, get your name copywritten. That way, by the time, if you want to make the Vince McMahon and he picks you up, say, look, baby, my name is copywritten. You pay me for my name. Okay. But make sure you don't want it back.
Now, as I said before, there have been some promotions that have taken the McMahonism route in terms of, well, we gotta have ownership on you, or we gotta own a little piece of you. TNA is not as big a monster as that in terms of we gotta take this name and you can't ever use it no place else. But that, I mean, let's be honest. Some of the girls that have come in there were known on the independent circuit. You may have come across a couple of them under a different working name. You know, there was no Velvet Sky. There was no Angelina Love by name until they got into TNA. There were Angel Williams and Talia Madison, and you know.
I let them do that.
And I think before she was, they changed one word in Kong's name, but you know, it still changed. It went from awesome to amazing, or amazing to awesome, something like that. So, the ownership in there must mean something, I guess, in order for the promotion to rake in, you know, and we're talking about the promotion now, to get some sort of revenue off of you.
Indie circuits, no. I've never heard of any circuit actually doing that. Because to be honest with you, I don't know how it is in other cities, but in the state of Texas, they can barely afford to pay you. And I'm just being real. It's not a shoot. I'm just telling you like a T.I. is. You know, if I tell you this is how much you gonna pay me, if you want me to come down here and you really like, okay, I want you to come down. If it comes out your pocket, then that's on you. You agreed to pay me this amount of money. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, they try to do, they're supposed to do storylines, which storylines, the ones I'm working with, I don't, Father God. let's just say, I think my two daughters can come up with a better storyline than what they have. But it's neither here nor there. But, I mean, any circus, no. TNA, WWE, they might, you know. I've also explained to promoters that are still young and still got Similac on their breath. I explained to them, you know, you don't let your workers turn around and tell you how to run your promotion. But at the same time, too, if it don't make sense, I'll tell them straight up. As a vet, no, don't go out there and do nothing stupid. I don't care if they tell you to do it. If it don't make sense, don't do it. It's you. There's people gonna laugh. They're gonna laugh at you. That's how you know you've been in the business long enough. Now, a rookie will go out there and just, okay, that's your job to go out there and say, okay, let me do it. I'll do it if you say do it. But no, when you've been in the game long enough, you know right from wrong.
Okay, so at what point do you draw the line? What is the line of standing up for yourself opposed to defiance? Or just being just an ass? Because, you know, there are a lot of wrestlers that get the reputation of just being difficult to work with, you know, and in their mind is like, well, I'm standing up for myself. I'm not trying to do something dumb, like as you just said. So what is it, a fine line there? Is it a real tight rope to walk?
It is, but I know, I want to say I was in the business for like 5 years. And I mean, I was respectful, you know, because my brother, the Texas legend Action Jackson, he trained me. So, you know, I've been around the business a long time. So my respect level was there. But if I saw something that I'm like, that don't seem right, normally I'll sit up here and pull the promoter to the side and just ask questions. You're never too young, too old to ask questions in this business. I would ask the question. Once they see, okay, all right, you do have a point, or no, we're sticking to what I want, then I'm like, okay, we're stupid if you want to, you know. But normally, you'll know when you have an establishment for yourself, depending on the respect. If your fellow workers in the dressing room too. If they don't respect you, then I wouldn't say nothing. Because to be honest with you, you might get beat up in the dressing room. And that is what happens in the dressing room. If you are a rookie or they feel like, you know, you're a newbie, you don't know what you're talking about, you get beat up. See how this business will do you?
Okay, so
I ain't never got beat up because ain't nobody stupid. I'm sorry.
So that's one of the, again, one of the nuances of the business that you're walking into it. You may be thinking, I got a ton of good ideas. I'm smarter than everybody else. I know it. I know how to make this thing work.
Don't do that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. There are some
There
people,
are.
and I know you know some that have walked in and said that I know how to make this thing work. I know what I'm talking about. And wrestling is like the jungle, I guess. It's there's really no law. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to. A good example is like you can't do that in a corporate working environment.
No.
If you got a problem with somebody, you go to HR or something like that. In wrestling, you got a problem with somebody, it's very likely that you will take care of that in the locker room, or
you can go. You could be a little kid and go to the promoter and say, you know what, he makes me mad or she makes me mad, and they gonna tell you something about yourself in so many languages. But by the end of the language, after the sentence they finish, you understand. Pretty much, if you haven't been in the game long enough, and I would probably say 6 years. I'll say 6 years in the business. You know, depending on your respect level. If everyone has respect for you, everyone, you know, says, you know, you're a good worker, high five, blah, blah, blah. And you actually got people who got respect. Because this business is about respect. If you have no respect in this business, if no one respects you, you're not going to get anywhere. And to be honest with you, you have people, and to be honest with you, Vince McMahon may turn around and because they send scalps out. You never know who they are, but they will show up at your promotion. They'll show at the lowest promotion ever. You never know. And they'll sit in the audience and they'll watch you. If they like you, they may say something to the promoter. They may turn around and say something to you like, hey, you know, like your work. I mean, and then next thing you know, you're going to call from WWE, but it's no here nor there. But to be honest with you, hush your mouth until someone says, oh man, you know, you've been in the game long enough, blah, blah, blah. And do not, rookies, my rookies, please do not start running your mouths. You run your mouths, you're not getting your books. Because the word travels, especially the women. The women, I'm going to get on y'all women later. I'm gonna get on. By the time this interview is over, I said it once before and I'm gonna say it again. By the end of this interview, women, I'm gonna have a message for you all. Yes, I am.
Okay, so the word travels very fast, and despite the fact that the wrestling community is large, it's still very small, especially with the internet, YouTube, Facebook, so on and so forth. It's very easy to get in contact with one promoter to the next.
Oh yeah.
See somebody else's work in one region or the next, one state or the next. So to be clear, if someone has begun to create a problem, male or female, because I know you say you have something to say about women later, but male or female, if they come in and they start creating a problem and they're a hassle to deal with and what have you, are you telling me that, I don't know if y'all call it this, but that you can get blackballed in the wrestling community to where you're just not going to work, or they're just basically crap on you if they book you?
You would get shot on, female or male. You would get shot on in the ring. And just in case you don't know what that medical terminology, that means you may supposed to take a clothesline right here. You may end up getting a clothesline up here. That's how you know people don't like you. Okay. You become trouble, you can forget about working. Because news will travel, especially workers. Workers will start hearing about it. And if, for example, ladies, and I'll speak to you because I'm a woman. If you start causing trouble, you start being, and I'm going to end up bringing it up anyway. Mm-hmm. You starting to want to be a rat, and I'll get on that later. You want to be a rat in the business, it's going to travel. So every promotion you go, they're going to say, oh, she's a rat. And to be honest with you, either promoters, either he's going to book you to try to do something on the side, or he's going to book you just to turn around and see how you work. And after he's finished and done with you, then he's no longer going to use you. Because a lot of promoters are now starting to say, look, if they're a rat, I don't want them. If they troublemakers, I don't want them. That's plain and simple. If you're a troublemaker, you run your mouth. See, normally, I don't care how long you've been in this business. You keep your mouth shut. Only reason I can talk about it, or I can say what I gotta say, is because I'm retired. I can care less. Either you're gonna like me, love me, or hate me. Either way you wanna go, I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not gonna sit here and try to, blow smoke up your rear end and make you think, oh, wrestling's all, peaches and cream, because it's not.
You have to define what rat is for people that, you got people that don't know what the terminology is now.
I'm not talking about the little rat that runs around in each cheese. A rat in this business is basically a female slut. A female that goes around in a dressing room and sleeps around with the guys. A rat is also someone that will sleep with someone to get to the top. And to be honest with you, ladies, that's a sign of disrespect, and I will be honest with you. I've done it to the ladies that's in Texas. If I find out that you're at a show and I find that you're a rat, I will call you on it. I will approach you. You got a choice. Either you shut your mouth and hear what I got to say, or if you open your mouth, you allow to get popped in it. And this goes to anybody. I don't care, because I don't tolerate it. It's a disrespect to this business, and it makes female workers such as myself look bad. That's why a lot of promoters, they'll tell me, Icee, we don't book female matches. Why? Because we don't want the drama. Why? Because you can't trust women. They Now, plain and simple. If you are dating somebody in this business, please do not date somebody else in the business. Trust me. I've only dated one person in this business. That's the only person I'm going to date. It won't happen again. So, therefore, ladies, keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed, your mouth shut. Go out there and bust your behind and look like professional wrestlers and not look like divas. Divas are not too much welcome in the indie circus.
Okay, there's a good question there. Every once in a while, we have some ladies who have come from WWE who were termed divas that leave the company and then kind of migrate down. Do liberties get taken with them for no reason, or is it just? Is it just called? I mean, I'm not going to ask you whether you've done it, but from what you've heard from people that you've worked, I mean, because now some people have gotten down there and they got a good level of respect. I know you worked with Jazz. Jazz has a good level of respect because she was a worker before she went in. So, and let's not name no names, but the ones that went in from being models and then kind of dropped into WWE and then realized, well, I can still earn some money in the wrestling circuit. Have you seen, heard, or know of people that have like, okay, I'm going to take care of them tonight or something like that?
I haven't, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
Yes, that is a good thing. Good question too. But no, I've never heard of any females doing that. Normally, most of those divas, if they do still stay in the business, then I mean, the guys are coming. Guys, sex sells in this business with females. Mm-hmm. If you have a flat tummy, and Lord knows I don't, but it's there, and you got these skinny, sexy, luscious legs, and you got this boobies or whatever. I hope I can say that on camera, but okay. Then, as long as you're eye candy, they're gonna book you. And you have some promoters that are perverts. And, okay, yeah, I want you to, have some booty shorts way up here, But then again, you have to look at the fact you have kids out there. And those that are parents that are in this business, that is like the hardest part of this business, is having a family. The hardest. So you need to take in consideration that you have kids. Would you want your child to be sitting out there in the audience and watching this girl come out with her behind hanging out her clothes or her boobies almost popping out her clothes? Or just like, do you want a man turn around and they're fisting to roll him up and pulling his tights down, and you seeing his behind crack? Take that into consideration. Me, I stay fully dressed. My clothes are going to fit no matter what, but I'm not going to simply go out there in no Daisy Dukes or anything like that. I'm going to have about 3 pair of tights on, because that's what I wear up under my clothes, so that my rear end does not fall out of my clothes. To have a little comedy. Just your parents. If you're the good parents, then you know why. You know how to dress. You know how to. It's a job. It's okay. Hey, this is what's bringing the money in. But you know what? There's a line. Okay, I'm a parent, but I'm a worker or I'm an entertainer. You know, you got to be able to distinguish. Okay, if my child's out there, what if my child goes on YouTube and see it? There's a lot of kids that know about YouTube that are going there. My daughters, oh, guess what, Mom? I just turn around and just, you know, Googled your name, and guess what? I'm looking at all your YouTube videos. You know, I have to take that in consideration. Money is money, but you know what? Is money worth you turn around and losing the respect of your kids? Because your kids are going to look at you and they're looking, okay, Mom's out there half butt naked. Okay, you know what? Then it's okay for me to go out there and be a stripper. Or it's okay for me to go and sleep with this person, this person, this person. Got to be a role model. No matter what you do in life, you have to be a role model. The boom just popped.
Good deal. Now, and on the tie-up end of this, before the cameras were rolling, I had to make sure I get this question in. You were looking to branch off into something else, not just management, because we talked about that you were doing the managing thing, but you are going behind the scenes potentially.
Yes.
I don't want to jinx anything, but so let's just put it this way: do you have any aspirations to do something else within the wrestling industry beyond a on-site talent or on-camera talent?
Yes, I just got offered for me to own a wrestling promotion. It's up and coming. I want to give it maybe the beginning of next year, somewhere up in there, just to make sure all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted. But it's going to be entitled Big Texas Pro Wrestling. I've been asked to be the CEO of the company, basically to run the company, book the talent. And to be honest with you, I'm booking nothing but the best talent. You know, whether I show up at a show and I watch you, I'm going to be charting. If I approach you, it doesn't matter if I'm in Atlanta, Tennessee, wherever, San Antonio, it doesn't matter. But I'm looking for good talent. So if you know that you have good talent, I'm not going to be like the other vets and be telling you, send me a videotape or DVD. I'm not going to do that. You know, I have ways of finding out, you know, different people. But yeah, I'm traveling anywhere, just turn around and look for talent. And legit belts, no replicas. That's some disrespect. Slap in the face to the business. It's good storylines. And we're going to be paying. Let's just say that I have a stack of money that's sitting there just waiting for me to turn around and just start dishing where I need to go. I'll book people, like I said, book from out of town, the whole 9 yards. But I guarantee you, Big Texas Pro Wrestling is coming soon to a theater. And to be honest with you, this is something that Texas needs. Your own building is what we're working on right now. Where the ring doesn't never have to be taken down. I got probably the Texas Legend Action Jackson's probably going to be doing our training. Of course, other people, but yeah, there will be a charge. Yes, there will be. So we're going to get it up and running. I'm just like so excited. I don't know what to do. As you can see, the gray hair is sticking more out even more, you know, because I'm pumped up, ready to go. So, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to be doing that time while the show, you know, while I'm owning the business. I'm actually probably going to fade away from managing because I need to put all my concentration in you know, in the wrestling business, because I have my own stuff to worry about. It's going to be respect. It's going to be prayer. It's going to be, I mean, it's going to be old school. It's basically how it's going to be. It's going to be ran old school. Them big old posters you used to have back in the day where, you know, where you got the names all big. Oh, yeah. It's going to be hot. I like it old school. You know, you can do the cool reversals and all the stuff that I tried to do, but Bones kind of said when I did it. But hey, I'm gonna be behind the scenes, sort of, kind of. But you know, I'm not gonna be up in your face saying, "Hey, I'm Icee." So you'll see Icee once or twice, but then I'm not gonna be all over the place. But trust me, if you need to get booked, hit me up on Facebook and just look up Diamond Icee. I think it's like Diamond Icee 03 or something like that. But just I mean,
I'll make sure to put the graphic up on the screen.
But
how about that?
That'll work.
We'll put that.
Or you can hit me up on, because I'm also I have my social media in broadcasting, so you can always hit me up on SashaRenee3@yahoo.com, and at least that's my email. At least you get to me a whole lot quicker because I check my Yahoo all the time. But I will give you my telephone number, but
no,
you know, we're not going to do that because that means that I'm going to have to decline a lot of calls, and I'm going to change my number again for the 100th time this year.
No, we don't want to.
We don't want
to go through that again.
No.
So any closing words there?
Only thing I can say is, if you're looking to get into business, be ready to work. Females, keep the respect in the business. Because to be honest with you, once you lose that respect, you're never going to get it back. Men, keep your nose clean.
Well, and that's it. I want to thank you for the time and the interview.